on, everybody? Welcome back to Chuds BBQ. My name is Bradley Robinson, and today I'm going to show you how I made this beautiful, pimento-y, cheesy,
Tennessee-ish,
Blakey Bubba Cole pimento cheese sausage. Come on up! Tennessee tends to have a different style of barbecue than us here in Central Texas, but from what I understand, there's one fella who's doing it justice. His name is Blake Stoker from Blakes BBQ in Martin, Tennessee, and from what I've been told, his brisket, ribs, and sausage are top-notch. But there's one thing on his menu that stood out to me, which is the Bubba Cole sandwich, named after some dude named Bubba and my good buddy Cole Porkman from Leroy and Lewis. The sandwich consists of smoked turkey and sliced brisket covered in pimento cheese, which just sounds like it would make a delicious sausage. So, that's what we're going to make today, and it is going to be delicious. Bam! What I got here is, yet again, the fatty portion of a brisket, also known as the point, which is got a really good amount of intermuscular fat, which worked out pretty well for our beef sausage video. So we're going to try it again today. Simply going to cut this up into little strips that'll easily fit into the meat grinder. But as you can see, there's some good intermuscular fat and a good fat cap on top, which should work out perfectly. And again, we're going to go with a quick sausage today, meaning all in one day as opposed to a 3-day curing process and all that. So I'm going to weigh out this beef. Have I made this sausage before? No. Do I wish I made a test batch before filming this episode? Yeah. Will it work out? Probably. Just about 5 pounds of beef and fat in there, to which we're going to add some turkey. This is a big old turkey breast got at the grocery store. We're gonna take the skin off, although it would probably be pretty good in the sausage, but it might get kind of chewy. That's an experiment for another day. And this one's way nicer than the one I used for the actual turkey video. But again, we're just gonna cut this up. So basically what we're doing here is we're gonna make a beef and turkey sausage that's gonna be studded with pimentos and cheddar. So kind of the components of pimento cheese, the turkey, and the brisket like the sandwich, but it's gonna be all one cohesive sausage. Kind of a play on a jalapeno cheese, except instead of jalapenos, it's pimento. Instead of beef and pork, it's beef and turkey. So we're just gonna throw all this in, and I've got a little scale going over here, and this is right at 10 pounds on the dot, which is super convenient. Half and half. To flavor this sausage, we are gonna keep it pretty classic while applying some of the spices you'll normally see in pimento cheese, starting with some kosher salt, some pink salt, of course. We got some onion powder, garlic, black pepper, and paprika. Mixy, mixy. Beautiful. Plug it in first. Now, simply enough, we are going to grind all this meat up. I'm also going to send through 3 jalapenos for a little extra heat. Just send it right on through. It'll cut it up to the perfect size. I'm using the coarse die again. Oh, here comes that pino. You always want to keep your hand over this thing because it tends to shoot. And you don't want meat all over the side of your house. Huh? Turkey and beef. Very nice. Now y'all know the drill. We're gonna add in our seasoning mixture. It's also at this stage that we're gonna add in our liquid and our binder. For the liquid, I'm going with some sodium-free chicken stock. If I had any turkey stock, I would use that. And some good old-fashioned milk powder. If you wanna know more about why I do that, you can check out my previous sausage making videos. I talk about the binder in the beef sausage episode. And the liquid's just there to keep everything nice and juicy. Helps everything get nice and tacky as well. Now that everything's mixed up, I'm gonna go ahead and send it through one more time. That's just gonna help with the texture of the sausage, as well as make sure everything is evenly dispersed. Bubba Cole, Bubba Cole. Bam, and there we go, folks. Some beautifully mixed up sausage. I'm gonna go through now and make sure it's nicely mixed up and nice and tacky. And I'll have all the exact ingredient amounts and ratios and everything down in the description. But I did a 1.5% salinity on this one, 0.25% pink salt. I went a little lighter on the salt because we're gonna add some cheese. Just got a little bit of salt to it. Also the pimentos very well may be in a salty brine. Mix it up. till it's nice and tacky, just like my jokes. All right, that is looking good to me. As for our cheese, I'm gonna go with this nice medium cheddar today. You could go sharp, but go medium. They also make high temp cheeses that work pretty well for sausages because they're not going to melt out on you nearly as much as some of these lower temp cheeses, but I've never had any problem with just this off the shelf cheddar blocks. But I got my old trusty red slicer out, which works really well for cubing up cheese. This way you can really decide how big you want your cubes to be. If you want really big chunks of cheese, you can do that. If you want really tiny chunks that'll distribute more evenly, you can do that as well. It's a nice looking pile of cubey cheese. Beautiful. Yes, I did get a haircut. Thank you for noticing. It's at this stage in any sausage you're making that you would add your garnish in between the grinding and the stuffing. That way, we're not sending cheese through the grinder. Because this is a pimento cheese sausage, we're gonna add some pimentos and cheese. As for pimentos, I got these at the local grocery store. These are just some diced pimentos. I strained all the liquid out, and that's what we've got. So we're gonna add that right on in. We're also gonna add in our cheese that we just cubed up. And then we're just gonna mix it all in. Looking nice and cheesy. Just wanna make sure everything is evenly incorporated. Salt, pepper, garlic, onion, jalapeno, pimento, cheddar, turkey, beef. How could this not be tasty? It's casing time. Goo. As usual, I'm going with the natural hog casing. Again, you can get these at the grocery store. You can get them online. I recommend going to a butcher shop. They usually have better quality ones. Oh, Mr. Tin Man, I do declare, I don't think I'm in Kansas anymore. Another thing to remember when you're cubing up your cheese for these sausages is to make sure that it's small enough to fit through this horn down here. Because cheese has been known to cause blockage. But just like every other video, we're gonna link these up to whatever size you see fit. Beautiful. Ooh, these are gonna be some cheesy little devils. All right, and there we have it. A whole bunch of Bubba Cole sausage ready to go on the smoker. Ooh, nice garnishy. While we wait for our coals to heat up a bit, we're just gonna throw these on. And you don't want any of them touching because you don't want any weird discolored spots where there's no smoke on them. You don't want them overlapping, anything like that. If I let these air chill in the fridge overnight, I would already have cut them into individual links. But because they're going on fresh, skins are still a little bit soft, I'm gonna let them cook up a little bit before I snip them. That way none of the meat comes out of the ends. I don't know why I made so much. I never learned my lesson. We're gonna cook these links low and slow for the next hour or two. So this is a great time to utilize one of your big densest logs because we're going for smoke more than heat. So we're gonna let this cook for the next few hours and then we'll come back and check on these little wieners. All right, it's been about 2.5 hours on the smoker. Rocking about 150 the entire time. And as you can see, these red little wieners have got some beautiful color on them. Ooh, yeah, looking real nice. So I'm going to go around and snip them all apart. It dropped like 20 degrees since I put these on. Outside, not inside the smoker. Days are getting shorter. Days are getting colder. Do I even need to say it, folks? Everybody loves a clean weenie. Hashtag clean ween. All right, we'll give these a little more smoke and come back in a little bit. All right, 1 more hour has gone by and these little red devils are coming off. Feeling nice and plump. Looking real good. That one could use another little cleaning. Clean ween. Very nice. It's a big pile of weenies. Don't forget this little guy. All right, temp is kicked up to right around 300 degrees. We're gonna throw a few of these on to cook all the way through and get nice and plump. Beep, beep. Come back in a little bit. After another 45 minutes, these sausages are done. They are cooked all the way through and they're ready to come off. Nice and red, very plump. Ooh, snappy skins on there. Oh, Now we gotta let them rest, especially with a cheesy sausage like this. If you cut into them when they're piping hot, all that cheese is gonna run out all over the board. So we're gonna let these rest for the next 10-20 minutes or so until they are not hot to the touch. But also, as you can see, this one's a little wrinkly, and that's because this was my tester link for the probe, especially when you're doing poultry sausages like turkey or chicken. You always wanna make sure you're cooking it at least to 160 degrees. So, I'm gonna rest them in this little tortilla warmer here because it just dropped into the low 50s here in Austin. And this way, they'll rest a little bit slower. Let's see how these links came out. Ooh. Nice and cheesy, nice and pimento-y. Ooh. Oh God, that's tasty. Mm-hmm. Cannot go wrong with that. Cheese stayed in pretty much shape. You can see where it's melted down a little bit up here, that little hole. Nothing wrong with that. Let's get a cross section. Beautiful. Nice and juicy, nice and plump. Mm-hmm. All right, folks, moment of truth. Taste test with Cole and Blake. Blake, can you give us a quick background on the Bubba Cole sandwich?
The Bubba Cole sandwich, named fittingly after our man Cole here and a guy named Bubba from Tennessee, came together with some conversations between me and Cole talking about how we think brisket, turkey, and fermented cheese do belong together. A little R&D, a little putting it together ourselves, and we figured out that was indeed the truth. It's a really cool country sounding name. That's the main draw of it, but people do seem to like it. It's a melding of the creamy fermented cheese, the richness, saltiness, pepperiness of turkey and brisket together. Mm-hmm. You throw it all together, throw it in a pot, stir it up, put it on a brioche bun.
Brioche bun, that's what we're missing right now.
It looks the part.
I do think though that the turkey in this really helps combat some of the fattiness of the beef. I've always been a big fan of a beef and pork sausage mix. A lot of times ends up being a little fatty, and I think that the lean of the turkey kind of helps combat that, and it's very nice. Nice and plump.
That is really good.
Well, that's about right. I really think that if more people ate this, they would realize that beef and turkey might be the superior mix in sausage.
It's actually,
this is fantastic.
You think so?
I think so.
I think so, absolutely. And I'm also just already a fan of, like, I haven't ordered brisket without turkey one day in the last 6 days.
Right.
I mean, I'm just about to have them together.
Whenever you're cooking turkey or chicken, but mostly with turkey, like, it's such a bland flavor that it's all about what you put with it.
Yeah.
So that's why adding like some heavy flavors like the beef and like pimento cheese, I don't know, works well.
It does. It really does. Dude, this is really good though.
Yeah. Holy cow.
What do you think?
There's nothing offensive about it. You know what I mean? It's not
No.
too spicy. It's super cheesy. Cheese didn't leach out too bad.
It's like the one sauce, like that sausage we ate today was a typical sausage, but it was just like every sausage. It was very fatty, and I ate like 3 or 4 pieces and burped it for the rest of the day.
Yeah,
and
right.
No,
this
yeah,
right
you
here,
could
I
go
mean,
link on
I feel
that.
like, yeah, I could eat this all day. This is great.
I mean, it eats like a summer sausage. I mean, it's that
Right.
non-abrasive.
Well, I think the real thing with the super like burp it all day is using fresh garlic in your sausages.
Yeah.
Because it just stays so harsh that it just keeps coming back.
Yeah.
Which is why for like the sausage at Leroy and Lewis and most of the sausages I make, I try to go with granulated.
Yeah.
Because it's just a little more rounded of a flavor.
Right.
This is good though. This is very good.
Well, I am Blake. This Bubba Cole sausage was a damn good showing for it. And if you're ever somewhere north of Memphis or west of Nashville, then I would love for you to come by and let me feed you something decent, hopefully.
Well, thanks for hanging out, fellas. I'm going to go choke down the rest of this link.
All right, y'all, and that is it. That is my version of a turkey beef pimento cheese sausage. I really hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please make sure to subscribe to the channel. It helps me out so much. Big shout out to Blake and Cole for swinging through and hanging out and inspiring this recipe. If you give this recipe a try for yourself, be sure to hit me up on Instagram at ChudsBBQ. I love to see what y'all are cooking. Head over to ChudsBBQ.com for all pit inquiries, waitlist pricing, all that good stuff. If you're in Tennessee, be sure to look up Blakes BBQ. He's cooking up some good looking stuff. I'll have links in the description for everything I used in this video and all my other videos, as well as exact ingredients and all that good stuff. Let me know in the comments below what you want to see me cook next, and until the next time I see you, please go cook something outside. Peace!